Hey folks, it's me. This is going to be a really, not complicated video, but there's a lot of information in it that I feel like is beneficial to a lot of you. For the last, for like a while now, I've been getting like messages and information and just stuff like that seems like it's being beamed directly into my head. And I've been trying to make sense of a lot of it. Some of it's been making more sense with, every passing day, and some of it still is complicated to the point of, gibberish almost. But I know it's there for a reason. But one of the topics that I've been led to kind of discuss is the nature of this reality, this realm, this world. And most of you already know, I don't have to really say it, there's so much to this place that we haven't been told, that we haven't been alerted to, that just has been completely omitted from not only history, but just the collective conscious as a whole. And a lot of these things are very important to understanding the greater cosmic significance of this place, but also how we fit in. And also how the dark ones, the fallen ones, whatever you want to call them, how they have manipulated and inverted so much in this world. So I'm going to talk about energetic grids and vortices, areas of power, which you would even want to consider to be sacred sites, sacred areas. And, maybe there's a small minority that isn't going to get this, that's going to think that and that's fine. If what I'm saying doesn't resonate, please feel free to tune out. I get it, I understand. But I just really feel like I'm supposed to talk about this. There are places, like this world, it's almost set up like a grid. There's a grid system to it. It's not just rocks and plants and an atmosphere. And no, there are serious, intricate aspects, inner workings of this place that keep it going. Almost like how you would look at a computer and you see the tower, you see the end result, the effect, what the computer does, how it computes, what it's able to process, project, show on the screen. But you open it up and there are all these inner workings, inner components to it that are very important to the overall workings of the computer as a whole, right? So this world has those. And there's so much this world is based on energy and the flowing of energy and the manipulation of energy. See, what I was told way back when, like a long time ago, is that, this place was created and it was hijacked. But when the creator made this place, there were certain aspects at play that, kept it going, kept it, different systems that kept things running and kept things in a harmony. And when the Dark Ones kind of fell and took this place over, they immediately began to tap into these things and kind of twist them and pervert them for their own ends. Because as much as things appear to be physical, make no mistake, this is very much about, there's the spiritual and about energy and about what goes on an energetic aspect, on an energetic level. So there are places in this world that are very important to the overall health and flow of energy here. You can call them sacred sites. Like a lot of different cultures knew about these places and marked them, and they made a point to reference them in their lore, etc., etc. Stonehenge is one of these places, and it was marked accordingly because of what it was. And sometimes these places can be, energy can be siphoned from these places, and sometimes these places can be used to punch holes into reality to access other elements, other realms, other dimensions, right? There are places also where the points between reality are very thin. And so for the longest, what the Dark Ones have done is they kind of commandeered a lot of these places to control the flow of energy in this world, right? And so, and this goes back for a very long time. And sometimes you read about certain cultures performing, and they still do this, but it's hidden, performing blood rituals, blood sacrifices in specific locations, in specific sites. And what that does is it basically kind of collapses the fabric and allows things to come through. Like they're trying to pull something through, they do it at these areas. But that doesn't necessarily mean that these places as a whole are evil. And what I was told and what I was led to convey is that we're at a point now where it's up to us. Because yes, don't get me wrong, there's something coming. There's a greater force coming, when this whole thing shifts, but we were put here on purpose at this time, at this critical juncture, to be the operators, to be, the hands that operate within this matrix or this system. And I was told that we need to start identifying these areas and really bringing them back to the positive, bringing them back to their original states. And there are ways to do that, And some of these areas are still regularly accessed by the Dark Ones. They still, do a lot of their rituals. You have to find these places, you have to really go within yourself and your spirit, your intuition, whatever, it will point them out to you. Sometimes there are buildings there, and generally the buildings are always, controlled by the Dark Ones. Like you'll find like Masonic lodges on these areas, churches, certain government buildings. If you go to look at places like the Vatican, look at places like Buckingham Palace, those places were built on these very precious energy vortices to control and manipulate the energy. You get what I'm saying? Like the monarchy, it doesn't just, it's not positioned and organized the way it is to just rule in the physical. They're ruling over energy. They're claiming dominance over large portions of the energy system here. So I was told that you can find these places, and it's up to us to kind of turn them back. And it doesn't matter what you do, but you can pray, you can say positive words, you can whatever you feel led to do when you find these places. If you in fact decide to seek them out, they're everywhere, they're all around us. But this is something that we can do that will positively begin to change things. There are things that we can do that can almost take the war to them without being violent at all. And by changing the energy modalities of these places back over, sometimes it takes a little longer, but just going there, sometimes just going and just being there. Maybe you get a group of people to come there and just sitting and being positive, positive communion, that in itself can shift the energy of these places. That is another reason why we are attacked and why we are targeted. It is because naturally our energy signatures tap into these things, and we immediately begin to filter or clear out aspects of the energy grid just in our day-to-day lives. That's why you can go to a place and it seems like everything kind of shifts around you, and the people they notice you. Everything changes when you show up. It's because when you showed up, you shifted the energy grid to a positive state. And I promise you, a lot of times they'll go right back behind you and start trying to dirty it up again, try to sully it again, because again, this is how they operate. They have to invert everything. You're talking about positive life energy being inverted into negative life energy. That's how they work. If you're into orgone, if you're into working with orgone, Reality Tester has already talked about this. He's already on top of this. You know, he said in one of his videos that he goes to a lot of these areas and just drops orgone energy off there, like at the mall, at public places. Yeah, because a lot of times these are, you know, these energy centers are where large groups of people gather. You know, so if you're into orgonite, you know, plant orgonite in different places. But you will begin to see a change. If we all start to work together and do things like this, you will begin to see a change. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And this isn't crazy hyperbole, whatever. Like, this is just, it's how this world operates. Again, there are so many aspects to this world that would either baffle us or just downright, you know, we'd be astonished, maybe even terrified. Because it's like a machine. This world, this realm is a finely tuned, complicated machine. It really is. And what keeps the Dark Ones a step above us, a step ahead of us, is for thousands of years, they've known of that. They've known of those mechanics. They've known of those inner workings. Read the book of Enoch. That was one of the things that the Watchers specialized in, because they were shown how this place operated and worked. So when they fell and they started teaching man these like forbidden arts, a lot of them were the arts of what I would guess I call worldcraft, or, you know, the workings of this realm. So yeah, like, really think about this and let it sink in, and, you know, just really, and maybe a lot of you are aware of these energy places, these areas of energy, these vortices, and yeah, do that. Like, I was told it was really important that's one of the things we start doing. So I'm just relaying the message. Take it easy, guys. I love you all. You're all awesome. Again, it does my heart so good to hear from you and to get your prayers and blessings and overall positive energy. So talk to you soon. Take it easy.